A wealthy and kind-hearted grandfather named James Worthington lived in Australia. James was the epitome of success, having built a vast glass manufacturing empire from scratch. However, amidst all his achievements, his greatest treasure was his only grandson, James Jr. Grandpa James, as he was affectionately called, doted on James Jr., watching him grow from a playful toddler to an adventurous and ambitious young man. Amidst their shared love for nature and business, a deeper connection formed. Grandpa James shared tales of his own youth, the challenges he faced, and the importance of empathy and humility. James Jr., in turn, opened Grandpa James's eyes to the wonders of technology and the potential it held to make positive changes in the world. Though different in age, their hearts were aligned and their bond unbreakable. James Jr. trusted his grandfather with all his heart. Grandpa was always right. James Jr. followed his advice no matter how strange the advice seemed, and was always successful. As James Jr. turned 29, Grandpa James handed him the control of his vast glass manufacturing empire. Yet behind that move was a hidden, deep-rooted concern. Grandpa James was gravely ill, and he worried about his grandson's future without him, particularly because he was unmarried. Determined, Grandpa embarked on an unexpected mission, which was to find the perfect wife for James Jr. During a routine morning walk, he came across a scene that warmed his heart. A young school teacher, Jenny, was playfully engaging with her students. Grandpa loved the way she paid attention to each child's needs. She would hug and comfort the little kids with so much love. Her smile was contagious. It even brought a smile to Grandpa's face. An idea sparked in Grandpa's mind. As he walked past the teacher, he intentionally fell to the ground. True to his instincts, Jenny rushed to help him, asked if he was okay to walk, and offered him a ride home. Grandpa James said no, but asked for her name and phone number so that he could call her if he ever needed help. As he thanked her and shuffled away, a sense of satisfaction filled him. "I have found James Jr.'s wife," he thought to himself. During their evening meal, Grandpa told James Jr. about Jenny. He said, "If you have ever loved me, you will go on a date every weekend for the next 3 months with the school teacher and hand over the school teacher's business card." James looked at his grandfather in disbelief. The thought of dating Jenny, a school teacher, seemed ludicrous to him. "Grandpa, you are wrong this time," James said. James Jr. at first thought Grandpa was not serious. How dare he set him up with some random girl? He was a CEO, living in a world of corporate giants and luxury, while Jenny was a simple schoolteacher, living a modest life. "No, I am not doing this," James said, shaking his head and throwing the card into the bin. As he went to bed, James Jr. kept thinking about Grandpa's request. It was a strange request, one that seemed to challenge his perception of love and relationships. After all, he had always trusted his grandfather's wisdom. Next morning, with a sigh of resignation, James Jr. picked up the discarded business card from the bin. He felt a strange mix of apprehension and curiosity. "All right, Grandpa," he said. "I'll do it. For you." When James went to look for Jenny, she thought the young rich man had come to the wrong Jenny. But when he explained Grandpa's story, Jenny remembered. Well, she had nothing to lose and was bored most weekends. Hanging out with a handsome young man was definitely going to be interesting. The first date between Jenny and James Jr. was filled with awkward silences and polite smiles. The two were worlds apart. As the weeks rolled by, these two seemingly mismatched souls began to discover a rhythm in their differences. A bond started to form. Jenny, with her simple charm and genuine warmth, started to unravel a side of James Jr. that was far removed from his corporate persona. She brought out his playful side, his compassion, and a sense of humility that was reminiscent of Grandpa James. The awkwardness melted, and the polite smiles transformed into genuine laughter. During these few weeks, James had laughed with Jenny more times than he ever did his entire life. James Jr. was now so used to the routine of taking Jenny out every Sat. He had no love feelings for her, but just enjoyed Jenny's company. One Sat, James Jr. went to pick up Jenny as usual, and the neighbor told him that Jenny had been taken to the nearby hospital the previous night. James's reaction was surprising. He did not wait to hear the rest of the explanation, grabbed his keys and drove as fast as he could. His heart was pounding. The fear of losing Jenny scared him to the bone. On the way, he was praying to God to save Jenny. When he got to the hospital, Jenny was out of danger, but still sleeping. James Jr. knelt by Jenny's bedside, held her hands, and started saying, "Please be okay. I did not know how much I loved you until today." This incident made James Jr. realize that he actually loved Jenny, and it was no longer a routine by real love. Jenny woke up and said, "Are you crying?" James Jr., with a shy look on his face, said, "No, I am not crying. I am in love and happy you are the one I love." Jenny smiled. The moral of the story is, sometimes we find love in the least expected places and people. Love is not always about class, beauty, glamour, and powerful careers. Love can just be about spending quality time with someone who adores you, who is head over heel in love with you, respects you, and makes you laugh.